It's a move Bahamians and residents feared, a national lockdown due to the surge in COVID-19 cases. Good morning, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Morning Edition. Thank you so much for waking up with us. Well, Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis announced that the national lockdown is absolutely necessary as government's ultimate priority is to protect and save lives during the second wave of the deadly virus. Altavis Munnings has more on the Prime Minister's national address yesterday.
With 679 confirmed COVID-19 cases on record to date, increases in hospitalizations, the demand for intensive care unit beds, which is currently at capacity, non-critical beds that are approaching capacity, and an unfortunate increase in the number of COVID-19 deaths, health officials advised the competent authority, Prime Minister the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, that a complete lockdown of the entire country is vital to limit the surge in the second wave of COVID-19 cases.
The national lockdown will be for a minimum of 2 weeks. Nearing the end of this period, we will assess the health data and advise whether a further lockdown period is necessary. The extension, relaxation, or cessation of the national lockdown will in part be determined by the cooperation of Bahamians and residents alike. The longer we take collectively to bring this second wave under control, the longer it will take to resume a sense of normalcy.
According to the Prime Minister, the national lockdown will elevate health officials' contact tracing efforts to identify cases before they become very ill and prevent the spread of infection. Although Prime Minister Minnis contends in his national address that an increase in the number of cases is expected before the current surge is brought under control. Although the national lockdown announcement was made with short notice, Prime Minister Minnis acknowledged that Bahamians and residents will be able to access essential services during the lockdown. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays for essential workers.
And these include food stores, water depots, pharmacies from curbside or takeaway windows only, and gas stations for external services only. Food stores and pharmacies are encouraged to offer, and the public is encouraged to utilize delivery services as much as is practicable. The purpose of alternating days is based on health guidelines that strongly demonstrate that limiting movement and having clear days where there is no movement helps to minimize the spread of this deadly disease. All households are asked to identify one person to be the designated shopper for each of the essential services I have identified above. Our enforcements will be monitoring this and the number of persons traveling in vehicles.
Also on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays during the national lockdown, commercial banks and a skeletal team at international banks, trust companies, and financial institutions can operate until 1 p.m. Hardware stores can only offer curbside services from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and only emergency medical care and immunization services can be offered at private medical facilities. Curbside and takeaway dining is not allowed during the national lockdown. Construction is allowed Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., as well as virtual religious streaming services with no more than 10 persons, graveside-only funerals with no more than 5 persons, excluding the officiant and mortuary personnel, and daily exercise in one's immediate neighborhood between 6 and 9 a.m. Public servants will receive instructions from the Secretary to the Cabinet and Permanent Secretary, and there is no change in the travel policy as outlined in the Emergency Powers COVID-19 orders. However, it's business as usual for home and health caretakers, essential commercial ports, and crop and animal caretakers.
Things will get better on the other side. and we can and we will return to some sense of normalcy. Once we have reduced community spread, we can reopen parts of our economy again.
Altavis Munnings, ZNS Network News.